You have three main growth levers in your business, right? Acquire customers, monetize them, retain them. Those are the three levers. You put a ton of time, effort, budget, money into acquisition, which you should. You need to. You probably need to spend more there, unfortunately, even though that's where most of your money goes for growth. I think you need to get unique with your acquisition, or at least more leverage with your acquisition. I think too many companies that I see in terms of their growth and marketing and even their sales, they do a lot of like throw stuff up against the wall or like a little bit bets here and there. I think leadership is about choices. You got to choose inside sales, which is a very common thing in SaaS, which is great, and then content that's supported by paid or X. I don't know what X could be for your business. It's going to change a little bit depending on who's listening. But I think those are the things to kind of really, really focus on. I think the other thing to kind of think about is not being okay with mediocre. A lot of people will test something and they'll do a very mediocre execution. And the problem comes in if they think it wasn't mediocre. That's a whole different conversation, though. But like inside sales, if you do what everyone else does, you should expect probably not even the same results, probably worse results, right? Because that person who gave you that benchmark is doing things a little bit differently and it worked for them, but it might not work for you. You got to figure out how to break through. And I don't think not enough people like spend time like agonizing over email copy. Like one thing that we did is we treated our core cadences for outbound sales kind of like code, like almost like version control. Everyone uses the same cadences for the different folks. And then we had a growth manager kind of optimize them. And then any outbound sales rep could we called it beat the Vic because Vic was the guy who managed this. The outbound salesperson could say, I think I can do better with this email with this subject line. We'd branch it off. They'd do it for testing period. And then if they beat it, they got a spiff. And then we merged that back in so everyone could take advantage of it, right? That's a level of control that some people are uncomfortable with because they think, oh, micromanagement. It's not micromanagement. It's you have a 21-year-old kid who's great and hungry and smart. You should be like managing them on that level, and you're not micromanaging it. You're just setting up the system. You're setting up the system for them to play in. These are your guardrails. Do your thing. And then there's a bunch of other things you can do with going after things. And obviously after they ramp more, you kind of give them a little bit of a longer leash on some of these things. But I think a lot of times we're scared to go there and we're scared to do the right thing. Or we get really excited by like, oh, let's get this tool and this tool and this tool and this tool. And it's like tools help once the system is in place. That's the biggest problem. People are like, let's solve this tool. Well, of course, their landing page says they're going to solve that problem. But if you haven't manually tested it, and you can do a trial with them that tests it manually, that's fine. But like too many people like over optimize. And I'm an over optimizer. Like I am definitely one of those people, but I catch myself enough where I'm like, I was over optimizing. And then like I step back. So in terms of acquisition, those are the things I think you need to focus more on.